Welcome into another video in my series where we're going through and testing all the weapons inside of Modern Warfare 3 to see how viable these weapons are for us to be using within our Zombies game mode. This is going to include the aftermarket parts, the aftermarket conversion kits, as well as the MW2 weapons. So if you're new around here and you like everything Call of Duty Zombies, make sure you are subscribed with those bell notifications turned on so you're not going to miss out any future uploads from myself. As well, down below in the description you will find the link for my streams. I stream on Mondays and Thursdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I stream everything from Modern Warfare 3 Zombies all the way through to custom zombies and have a ton of fun over there and would love to see you all come and hang out. Now, in today's video, yesterday we announced the winner in my previous video for the third Black Ops 6 Standard Edition giveaway. And I'm happy to let you all know that the winner has contacted me on Discord to let me know that they have already pre-ordered Black Ops 6. So that means today we get to draw a brand new winner for the Black Ops 6 Standard Edition. And today's winner is Happy Kush Bush. Truly amazing name. Thank you so much for the comment you left in my video. As with the previous winner, make sure you join the Discord. The link is in the description down below, and DM me once you get in there so that we can get in contact to get you sorted for your Standard Edition copy of Black Ops 6 on the platform of your choice. I could not be happier to be able to give back with the absolutely amazing support you all have shown to the channel. So thank you so very much for that. Now in today's video, I wanted to dive into an assault weapon that when it was brought in, the Bal-27 was a little bit shaky. So since then, they have done a change to the recoil to make it a lot more stable to use. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Bal-27, taking it through all three tiers, taking on bounty contracts all the way through. So hopefully, by the end of today's video, you have a really good feel for how the Bal-27 now performs inside of your Zombies games. And by the end of the video, hopefully you'll be able to make the decision on whether or not this assault rifle is going to be a viable option for you to be running inside of your Zombies games. So without further ado, let's dive into the Bal-27 review video today. Welcome into today's video. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Now, with the changes that were made to the Bal-27 since they released this weapon into our game, I wanted to take a look and dive into it today and see just how this weapon performs now that they have changed how the recoil works, and it should be a lot more stable to be using this weapon. So I'm really looking forward to that. We have the Reflect 115 camo on there with a blueprint. So we're going to be looking to keep that combination on our run for today. And if you're new to the channel, when I spawn in and do my weapon testing videos here, we spawn in and put no additions onto the weapon to make it any stronger whatsoever. The only addition I do have to add a little bit of critical damage as a mouse and keyboard player is I do like to run Deadshot Daiquiri, and that's it. So we go off and visit our first bounty contract of the day, and we picked it up and we got ourselves a Mangler. Now, I don't know what happened to this Mangler. It was, I feel like he got shot once by a Merc and then just stood there. Didn't even recognize I was in the area. He didn't try and attack me. I was so very confused as to what happened with this Mangler here inside of Tier 1, but it was a good opportunity to show you the critical damage that we were able to do just at white rarity with no tools, no ammo mods, and no pack-a-punch on our first bounty contract of the day inside of Tier 1 being a Mangler. And like, I was really confused here. Like, he doesn't even recognize I'm here, and then when I started shooting him, he actually runs at me, but doesn't like hit me. Like, he's trying to run through me. Very strange start to my match. Did not know what was going on there. Let me know in the comment section if you have had that happen to you before, because that was very odd. But definitely performed really well. So in order to keep the camo in the blueprint, you want to melee the Pack-a-Punch machine before you use it, or use a Pack-a-Punch crystal to keep your blueprint camo combination on there for the rest of your run. Unless you go to the Dark Aethers, you will lose your camo inside of those, as you will see in this video later on, as I do dive into the Dark Aether to see how well this assault rifle performs in there. So make sure you watch the video all the way through to see how this weapon performs across all three tiers and the Dark Aether. So we picked up our second bounty contract of the day inside of Tier 2. It was a Mimic, and you could already tell that the damage output of this assault rifle had dramatically increased, and we have only visited Pack-a-Punch with no other additions to the weapon. So at this point, I kind of wanted to throw on my Legendary and my ammo mod and go off and have a little fun bounty contract inside of tier 1, being as strong as we are. So let's go off and grab our third and final bounty contract of the day inside of tier 1 and see how well this assault rifle is going to perform. We're legendary, we're pack 1, we have an ammo mod, and we should be able to absolutely eviscerate this bounty contract inside of tier 1 without much of an issue at all. We got a mimic, and holy yeah, definitely not an issue. Man, these bounty contracts make me feel like I'm just like so overpowered. It's super fun to do. All right, so seeing how it performed across our 3 bounty contracts inside of tier 1, as we increased the damage output across tier 1, it was now time to dive into tier 2, keeping our weapon at the damage output it currently is, so pack 1 legendary with an ammo mod, and venture into tier 2 and grab ourselves a mimic bounty contract inside of tier 2 and see how well this assault rifle will perform inside of tier 2, being pack-a-punch level 1. And I was not disappointed. We were one magazine in, just about one magazine in, and we were over halfway done the health on our bounty contract, and we finished it up right here with literally zero struggle at all whatsoever to deal with that bounty inside of tier 2, being pack 1. So I was really impressed with this. Like, it shoots incredibly straight. The recoil, I noticed, considering the difference of how it handled when this weapon was introduced to the game versus how it is handling for me today, I definitely noticed a difference in the recoil. It is a lot more stable to shoot and shoots almost dead straight, which is pretty awesome. So it was off to go and visit Pack-a-Punch 2 to increase the damage output on this assault rifle again, and then grab ourselves our second bounty contract, and our final bounty contract inside of tier 2, and seeing how this assault rifle is going to perform against this bounty contract inside of tier 2, being Pack-a-Punch 2 legendary with an ammo mod against a mangler here. I was definitely not disappointed. We destroyed his cannon before he even had a chance to shoot. We're already halfway done his health, got a reload, popped a quick reload in there, and we were able to finish off that bounty contract inside of tier 2 really with ease. So at this point I was really kind of excited to dive into tier 3. Now I had been keeping an eye on tier 3 on my match before I got in here, just to, you know, see what was going to be available for me when I got into tier 3. And when I got into tier 3 today, there was about 12 players in here, so none of the rituals were going to be available. That I was 100% sure of. And I did go off after visiting Wonder Fizz, like I always do when I drop into tier 3 and grab all of my perks, as I head over to this ritual to see if it was available, but of course, with the number of players in here, it's definitely been taken. So the next thing for me to do was to kind of group up a bunch of zombies, keeping the weapon at Pack-a-Punch level 2, legendary, and see how does it perform with crowd control inside of tier 3. How does it handle tier 3 at Pack-a-Punch? Level 2, we have a Disciple that was coming at me here at the standard HVT. He's not a bounty contract. We've got armored zombies in the area. And you can see there's just not much struggle with this assault rifle at all. I was really impressed because when this weapon first came out, I was super excited to see it and see how it performed inside of the games. And it was okay. It was good. It wasn't amazing. It was good. But now it definitely feels like this is a lot more viable and feels like it's a lot more amazing to use, being as you know, it's a lot more stable with the fire. So at this point, we grabbed a few more zombies, a bigger crowd. I want to kind of show you guys a really good feel for how this weapon performs. Pack 2 inside of tier 3 with a larger crowd coming at you. Are you able to, you know, push them back with the damage output that this weapon is able to have at only Pack-a-Punch 2 inside of tier 3? And I think you can see on screen for yourselves that that is a resounding yes. It definitely is able to dish out the damage at Pack-a-Punch level 2 inside of tier 3 to the crowd control. That's 100% for sure. So now I wanted to throw on Pack-a-Punch level 3 and see if we could grab ourselves a bounty contract inside of tier 3. Now this was a struggle. There was a lot of players inside of tier 3. There was a lot of teams moving around. I just beat a team to that contract, literally just beat them to that contract. So I was lucky to grab that bounty, which was a Mega Abomination, so I was happy about that, and it was an opportunity to show you just how viable and strong this assault rifle handles tier 3, handles Mega Abominations inside of tier 3, as I definitely wasn't struggling to dish out the damage to this Mega Abomination bounty contract. I wasn't struggling to handle any of the crowd control that was coming my way. We had a player in the area which distracted my Mega Abomination bounty contract, and I think he was trying to dish out some damage to my Mega before he went off to wherever it was he needed to go. because yeah, Mega left him alone and focused his fire in on me, which was fine because he fired up his laser attack, which was awesome. We were able to finish off one of our bounty contracts heads right there, and then it was time to do what I usually do in this area, which is head back up to the roof of the gas station to keep the crowd control in the area under control. And by having verticality on your Mega Abominations, it should force them to fire up their laser attack a lot more frequently, allowing you to hit more critical shots rapidly and finishing off your bounty contract a lot faster. But this is definitely one of my favorite positions to use when handling a Mega Abomination bounty contract in this area. It just makes things a whole lot easier. Firing up his laser attack, I mean, you can see we are just laying in the critical damage to this Mega Abomination. Truly awesome damage with this assault rifle. I was really impressed. It also feels really good to use, like when it's in your hands. Your maneuverability is definitely something I noticed that's there with this weapon. It feels really good. Now at this point, I had under 13.5 minutes to go in my match. I was feeling really confident using this assault rifle inside of tier 3, so I was really eager to try and grab a sigil, as I wanted to go off into the Dark Aether for two reasons. One, to show you how this weapon performs inside of the Dark Aether, and two, I really wanted to get me some mags of holding, as I haven't had those and they're still on cooldown. So I wanted to see if I could grab some mags of holding. So I was going to go off to the Season 2 Dark Aether. I have lots of Aether Blades, Elders, and all the rest of that. So I was really kind of hoping just to pick up the mags of holding today. Like, that was kind of my only goal. So we got another bounty contract in the area, another Mega Abomination. I picked that up, and we're trying to take this one on here. And I was hoping, really hoping that when we were able to finish this bounty contract that it would drop me a sigil, as we were now under 10 minutes to go inside of the match. So time is becoming a bit of a crunch. I was definitely, you know, feeling a little bit stressed here as I had not picked up a sigil yet, and I had a feeling that it was going to be a struggle possibly today to even come and get one. Just the number of players that were in here and the number of bounty contracts that already had been completed inside of tier 3 before I had a chance to get in here had me a little bit concerned. Now, if you're on top of that truck right there shooting at your Mega Abomination, heads up, the zombies do throw meat at you, which is why you saw me going back and forth, so the meat wouldn't hit me. So then we finished off that Mega Abomination bounty contract, got a self-revive. I was happy to pick up one of those. And then it was off to try and find another bounty contract to see if we can complete this one and see if this bounty contract inside of the reward rift had a sigil for me to be able to get off into the Dark Aether. So we went and picked up our P&D contract inside of tier 3, got that started, and you know, the Bal-27 handles everything inside of here. I was not struggling with the P&D. I was not struggling with the standard elites that are in the area. As you can see, this Mangler is easy work, able to just kind of focus fire in and take him out. Not much of a problem at all. So I definitely feel like this weapon, this assault rifle, with the changes, recent changes that they've made to it, it is definitely going to be a lot more viable as a weapon to be using across all three tiers inside of our Zombies game mode. 100%. I definitely felt really comfortable. It's a ton of fun to use. I think it sounds really cool too. So definitely awesome that it's a viable option. Definitely something I was happy to see. And lo and behold, that bounty contract did not have a sigil for me. So now we got 4 minutes to go in the match. I figured, okay, let's try a raid weapon stash and see if we can get a sigil from completing one of these contracts inside of tier 3. So we went and picked up our raid weapon stash contract, visited the ammo cache there to recoup my decoys that I love to run inside of tier 3. And then it was time to head up here and try and finish off this raid weapon stash contract, which was immensely busy. I haven't had a raid weapon contract like this in tier 3 with this volume of zombies in a long time. They've usually been pretty easy to deal with. I have golden armor plates on me today as one of the only extras that I brought in. So I was kind of surprised, and right here I just got absolutely demolished by the crowd of zombies. I couldn't believe it. Like, just wholly, absolutely wrecked. That surprised me. Honestly, really surprised me. So I felt like the zombies today were maybe hitting like a truck, or maybe it was just me, but let me know if you felt that. I definitely felt like today the zombies were hitting really hard. Like, I have golden armor plates, and I still felt like they were just able to shred through those really quickly. Killed off the standard HVT in the area. He dropped me a symbol monkey, which was awesome. I was going to grab that. I got another self-revive, which was good because I'd used one to complete that P&D contract. At this point, I was really concerned. The timer was coming down. The storm was about to start moving, literally right now, inside of Tier 3, and I still hadn't picked up a sigil. So we grabbed another bounty contract inside of Tier 3. It was a Mega Abomination. I was kind of worried about being able to complete it on time, and for once, it self-completed when I needed it to, which was absolutely amazing. Went over and checked the loot. Lo and behold, thank goodness, we got a sigil. Zhorde, the Guardian of the Arches, who's peeking on. I see you, my friend. I'm sorry, but we will have to get back to you tomorrow. I was out of time. We're inside 14 minutes to go inside of the entire match, and I still had to visit a buy station, and I still had to get myself inside of the Season 2 Dark Aether. So here, quickly, a little crowd control for you at Pack-a-Punch level 3. Legendary with an ammo mod inside of Tier 3. This Bal-27 just absolutely shreds. Now for Season 2 Dark Aether, there's only a couple things I feel like I need to be able to complete this Dark Aether as a solo player, and that is a bunch of Casimirs and 1 sentry turret and a jug suit. That is kind of what I feel like is needed for the Season 2 Dark Aether. There is no escort, so you're not having to do that. There is a bounty, there's a P&D, and the Aether extractors, which is what I want the Casimirs for. Now, when I jumped down from the buy station, this entire run, I thought the storm was actually coming from the complete opposite direction and would have been coming from behind me. So I was completely shocked when I jumped down from the buy station to see the storm in front of me, now knowing I had to push through the storm to my Dark Aether portal to be able to activate it and get into the Season 2 Dark Aether. So that's exactly what we did. Here we are inside of the Tier 2, or Season 2 Dark Aether, sorry. Picked up our first contract of the Dark Aether, which I always do, being the bounty contract. And it was just absolutely incredibly insane busy in here with this Mega Abomination. So seeing just how insane it was, I mean, you can see just how much damage I am taking from the crowd, the zombies, our Mega Abomination in the area. I figured it was time to pop a jug and just get this done in 1 jug suit. So we managed to deal with the crowd control. We managed to dish out the Mega Abomination inside of the Dark Aether for Season 2. We got a Blood Burner key and a self-revive, which was awesome. Like I said, I didn't need another Elder Sigil. I have a bunch of them in my stash. So it's time to pick up the P&D contract inside of the Season 2 Dark Aether. Go ahead and get that started. And this is where I put my sentry turret to do the P&D contract. And I did grab a couple extra Casimirs to help out while I was doing this P&D contract. And I did want to show you guys the entire P&D contract so you have a feel for how this assault rifle performs inside of here, where it can get absolutely just pure chaos inside of this P&D. It's such a little tiny area, and there's just a whole ton of absolutely everything coming at you inside of here. You have your standard elites, you got your dogs, you got your armored zombies, you got disciples. It's just absolutely a gong show in here. But by using the sentry turret in this area, I'm able to kind of control some of the zombies in the area. Using the Casimirs, I was able to help with the crowd control, and with the Casimirs out or a decoy out, in those instances is where I will focus fire in on the HVTs, especially the disciples if they're in the area, so that they're not going to be spending the time, you know, beefing up all of my zombies inside this P&D contract. Is definitely not something I want to see. So whenever I get an opportunity to focus fire in on an HVT inside of here, whether it be a disciple, a mangler, that is definitely something I try and do, using either, you know, my tacticals, so either Casimir or decoys, put one out and then focus fire in on the HVT, like you see me here trying to do with the mangler that was in the area. The dogs were also causing me all kinds of problems today. There seemed to be just an endless dog constantly nipping at my heels this entire run. Let me know if you've had that feeling before inside of your games, where you feel like you've just had a dog chasing you down the entire match since the minute you got in to the minute you got out. And you saw there at the end, one of the tips I have for completing this P&D is the zombies inside of here do not climb over the counters, so you can just mantle over top of them back and forth, and the zombies will have to run around, so it gives you a chance to get a bit of a breather. So time to pick up our last contract inside of the Season 2 Dark Aether, which is the Aether Extractor. And this is the easiest way I know how to complete the Aether Extractor contract in any of the Dark Aethers, is with Casimirs. So you saw right there, throw a Casimir out right by the Dark Aether Extractor, the Aether Extractor, and then go ahead and activate the Aether Extractor with the Casimir out, and you should have no issues completing it at all with one Casimir. So So that was our second one done right there. And it was time to push on through to our final Aether extractor, grab my last Casimirs that I had, pop one out, run around, and you can see right here, as soon as that Casimir goes off, I'm right to the phone. There's a Mangler about to get me, and he got taken out by the Casimir, so we were able to finish off all 3 contracts inside of the Season 2 Dark Aether. Just a normal sigil, but with no issues whatsoever. I got 2 VR11 cases out of that and an Elder sigil, so I was really happy with that. Overall, I truly enjoyed using the Bal-27 assault rifle. It was a ton of fun, and I highly recommend it after the recent changes they made to this weapon. It definitely feels like a lot more of a straight shooter with a lot less recoil to deal with, so that is truly amazing. Now as well, we managed to get out with some awesome loot, a couple VR cases, which is always a good thing. And at the end of my videos, like I always do, we will go through the build that I used for today's run. So if you guys want to make any changes to the build, possibly for some little bit better mobility, then let's go ahead and work together down below in the comment section to make that happen. I definitely feel like with my builds, there's definitely always some room to move for mobility. The camo that we're running on there is for pre-ordering Black Ops 6. It's found in all camos under special, and it's called the Reflect 115. And if you guys are wondering the blueprint that I was running on the Bal-27, I will show you guys that. But other than that, thank you all so very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate that. Hope you all have an amazing day, and we will catch you guys in the next one.